Good morning everybody, James from Fatal Studios here, and today I want to talk about how to set up one of my new favourite bits of audio gear, the Rode Wireless Go. Now this wasn't immediately apparent to me and I didn't look up any videos, so yeah, if you're in the same boat and you're just looking at this for the first time, let's do it together. So, Rode Wireless Go comprises of which way around is this? Receiver and a transmitter. The transmitter also has a built-in microphone, it's omnidirectional, and they both have a little clip on them. So all you do, I'm going to use a Sony a7 Mark III here, doesn't matter what lens, this is a 24-105G, so not got a battery in it. So Fatal Studios top tip number one is put a battery in your camera before trying to demonstrate anything. So hot shoe on the top, and we've got a clip on the back here. Now all you do is this actually is the right size to fit into a hot shoe, so just unclip that a little bit and then feed that into the hot shoe, slide it on, and you're good to go. And then it's attached to the top of your camera. You can actually get these little L brackets, which means it stands up, so you can have it like that, so you can monitor it without looking at the top of the camera if you've got it high up on a tripod or something. But so far I've just used it like this and I've not found any problems with it. Now, in order to get the audio signal out from the receiver into your camera, you need the little cable that it comes with. So you put that into the socket there marked output. I think it's the only jack on there. Yep, the only standard jack on there, so put that in there, and then wherever the microphone port on your camera is, you want to put this into here. On the Sony a7 it's the front flap, the top it's the red jack, so we're on there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on. This is fully charged, so it's just this front button here. I'm going to press and I'm going to hold, and you're going to see the screen come on, hopefully. Yeah, that's on. So we've got that up there saying the receiver is on. It's not picking up a transmitter yet. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the transmitter and we're going to turn this on. Again, it's the same button in the same place there. I don't know if you can see that. So we're just going to hold that. There's no screen on this, so just wait until the lights come on, you can see them there, and then that's on. Now, one is for battery is okay, and one of them is for, it's got a link with the receiver. So that's kind of up. So now on the receiver we can see that there's battery. I'll show you this in a second, but you can see that there's battery in the receiver, battery in the transmitter, they're both on. You can see there's a signal, and you can also see that it's actually getting signal. Can you see the VU meter bouncing there? Because that means the microphone in this, which is right next to my face, is picking up the signal from the camera. So that's good to go. Now the only thing now that you've got left to do is to trim the audio volume. So I'm going to go into my settings in the camera and I'm going to go to my volume settings. So I'm up here on the, sorry, get that the right way around for you. I'm here and you can see it's maybe a little bit hot, so I'm just going to trim that down a little bit. I find a setting of around about 10 on the Sony is about right when I'm relatively close to the omnidirectional capsule. You can see that bouncing at a really good level, but it's not peaking. If you've got a lav mic plugged into this and you're using it that way, then you might want to trim it down slightly even more. If it's a really hot mic or you've got a really loud source, then you can actually put a pad on here. You do it on the receiver side, which is really good, because if you clip this somewhere where you need to kind of record from, like in front of a band or a singer or something, and you can't run up to it and go and get it because you're going to get in your own shot, or you don't have the time to do that, then you can trim straight from the back here. On the back of the receiver there's a button which says dB, and you can use that to attenuate it down by certain steps, so like -3, -6, -9, which gives you an extra bit. So if you're right down on like level 1 on your camera and it's still clipping, then you need to attenuate that using that. So don't always start off not using that at all, because the lower the in-camera volume that you have, the less preamp gain you're going to put in there, and the less preamp gain, the less noise, and the higher quality and the better signal to noise ratio you're going to get, and all those kind of lovely things that help us to get cinematic engaging audio to help with our storytelling. So yeah, that is it. So clip it on, plug it in, turn them both on, make sure they've got battery, make sure they're in range, make sure you've got signal, set your signal, start recording, and that's it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm going to be using this properly. I've used it a couple of times, but we've got a kind of a bigger wedding to shoot on about 10 days time, where I'm going to be using this as a source on whatever I can get. I'm going to be trying to use it to get some ambient sounds, because it's such a nice place where you get sometimes get birds flying around inside. It's an absolutely lovely place. Trying to get some ambient sounds to help with the storytelling, and I think this is going to be the perfect device to help me do it, because it's so simple, it's so small, and it records straight into the camera. So unlike things like the TX650s and the Instamics, it means that I don't have to sync anything in post. And for doing ambient sounds which are part of the kind of experience of the day, I don't want to have to fiddle around finding those audio clips, finding the video clips that they kind of go with, syncing them up, and then using the audio, because that is just too much of a faff. For things like ceremony and speeches, absolutely fine, but for ambient stuff, I much prefer having the audio recorded in camera onto the clip. So when I've got it on the timeline and in the edit, I know I can use that audio. It's going to be clean, it's going to be high quality, and it's going to go and be synced, and it just speeds up my workflow infinitely. So anyway, tangent over. Hope you've liked this setup guide for the Rode Wireless Go. I've got a few more setup guides coming up. I've got some unboxings, I've got long-term reviews of gear. I'm going to be testing some new gear out as well over the next few weeks. So if you like this video, give it a like, don't forget to subscribe, really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks guys.